Good afternoon. This is William Kilgore with Ingleside ISD. I'm in ED LD 5375. Today I'm going to be doing my facilities walk around video as a grade requirement for the class. I am the Safety Security Director for Ingleside ISD, so I'm going to be walking through a few of our campuses, not all of them, just to show you some of the differences that we have and some of the signage, and along with some of the safety issues that we have to address with our facilities. I'm going to start off at our oldest campus, which is called Blaskey Sheldon. This currently houses our middle school students because we are constructing a brand new middle school right now that should be ready in August. But this is our oldest building in our district. It was built in the 1950s, and it currently houses about 580 kids. So it is very difficult logistically because we have 7 buildings on this campus that students have to transit. So I'm going to go ahead and take you on a little tour, and then I will pick up again at one of our newer facilities, which will be our high school here in just a little while. So this is Blaskey Sheldon. This is one of the older wings in the building. You can see some of the signage that we have. We actually have the tobacco-free school signage on all of our campuses and on all of our facilities. We also have our drug-free, gun-free zone. We have our signage where people need to report to in order to access the building, along with our pest control. We're going to go ahead and enter into the first wing of the school here. This is actually where our 7th graders are housed currently. It is, once again, this building was built in the 1950s, so logistically it is a very old, not very modern. You can see we have fire extinguishers. There are some exterior windows. Now, one of the issues that we do have currently with safety requirements is all of these exterior glass doors need to be filmed with bullet resistant materials. And so we are in the process of procuring a contractor to come out and do that as part of some of the new safety laws that TEA has come out with. We also have some exterior windows here that do not fall within the perimeter fencing of the school. The actual classrooms, I'll go ahead and open one of them up. They are not very large. They do have some exterior windows, which can create a problem in terms of safety, especially in today's world that we're living in. This is a typical classroom in this hallway, in this wing. Most of our teachers have covered some of their exterior windows, which lead out into a courtyard, which I will show you here in just a few minutes. We do have projectors, whiteboards, but once again, this campus is housing us for hopefully only approximately a few more months before we move into our new middle school, which will be state-of-the-art and almost double our square footage size. We do have, of course, exit signs. Now, with this being an older school, and it used to be an elementary school, the exit signs are much lower. So we always have kids that are jumping up and trying to slap at them. So we've had several knocked down. This is also concerning as far as a safety issue, is we do have these exterior doors that are not within perimeter fencing, which face out towards the main street. So we always have to make sure that we're checking those doors constantly to make sure that they are locked and secured, especially when students are present. We only have one bathroom for 2 wings. These are the boys and girls bathrooms. That's actually a custodial closet. We are, in our district, we are part of the anonymous alerts. So all of our campuses have the anonymous alerts sign posted around the buildings. It does have a QR code where students can actually take a picture and make an anonymous alert in terms of safety reasons if they are having any issues. This is a doorway that leads out, and once again, you can kind of see this exit sign has been tampered with recently from a kid that knocked it down, so we've had to replace that several times. This is a breezeway One of the issues we had earlier this year, after Uvalde, of course, we have this courtyard between the two 7th grade wings, and there's only one restroom, and that's in the front wing. So we actually had to come in, and our maintenance department had to add some fencing from top to bottom so that we could leave these doors unlocked between the two buildings. And that's because we do not have a restroom in this back hallway. So during the school day, these doors need to stay unlocked so students can transit between them, because if not, they could get trapped between the breezeway while they're going to the bathroom. So that has been a challenge for us as well this year. This hallway is an identical match to the previous one, except for there is no restroom. There are 6 classrooms in this hallway. The south end of the building of this wing actually has exterior doors that lead out to a large area, courtyard area. Next to this is our gym on this campus, where we house PE and pre-athletic periods. Now, all of this back area is within perimeter fencing. And just recently, we did have to add a 3-strand barbed wire across all of our perimeter fencing in the district to get within the requirements that have been set forth, which is an 8-foot fence, chain link fence, or 6-foot non-scalable. And so in order to make these fences non-scalable, our district decided to add 3-strand barbed wire around all of the perimeter fencing in the district. As I pan out over here, this is our administration building, which is right next to our old campus of Blaschke Sheldon. And of course, this is our gym, and I will be walking through that as well. Now, one of the things that we have also done as far as safety requirements this year is on all of our exterior doors, we have added these signs, ignore the door. So one of the big pushes that we've had on our campuses is for students not to open doors for anybody. That's one of the, students are always trying to be polite and open doors for people that knock on classroom doors or exterior doors. But we've really made an effort this year to train them not to open doors for anyone. The only people that should be opening doors are staff members or individuals with keys. So this completes our 7th grade hallways. You can see they're very narrow hallways. There are no lockers. So when you squeeze about 200 7th graders through these 2 hallways, it gets pretty congested, especially with only the one restroom. But being such an old campus, that's just, the way things were built back then. So that's 2 of our exterior buildings. We also have this little courtyard area where students transit because of the different classrooms that they have to go to throughout the day. You can see that it is within our perimeter fencing, and we just recently added the 3-strand barbed wire along with the gates. Now, one of the things that we are working on as part of the new safety requirements is we have to add the panic push bars on the inside of the exit egress gates. So this gate will actually be replaced here in the near future. We do have a contractor procured to do that, and it will be a safety gate with a push bar on the inside that locks. And we've had to do that at several of our exterior gates throughout the district, which was very costly as we went through that process. So this is the courtyard area. We are moving towards the gymnasium. So this will be the 3rd building on this campus that students have to transit. This gym was built approximately 10 years ago when this was still an elementary campus. And one of the things that we have incorporated is in terms of safety measures, because we have these roll-up gates, because it's not an air-conditioned building, and we're located in South Texas, so it's pretty much hot for 7 to 8 months out of the school year, it seems like. So we did add the accordion style non-scalable gates on the exterior of the garage doors so that they can actually open the garage doors and allow airflow while they're conducting PE classes during, if it's really hot outside and they don't want the kids out in the sun, they can stay inside and still get a breeze off of the bay that we have as one of our borders here. You can see we do have all of our exterior doors numbered on every campus. On this campus alone, there are 28 exterior doors that we have to account for. Part of this campus, we are going to be turning this campus into a CTE facility in the near future, and we just constructed a brand new welding facility. We have a great welding program here, and this welding center was just completed in December. It is state-of-the-art, has 28 welding bays, along with two different plasma cutters and all different types of machinery. And our high school kids for welding and dual credit welding are actually bused over to this facility throughout the school day. So you can see that there's one bus gate as I pan towards the south end, and then as we move towards the north end, we have another bus gate. So they actually bring them through and drop them off. So there's those gates, and we are constantly having a staff member on a golf cart that works with the welding department who has to go and open and close those gates while students are present when the buses are coming through. So, logistically, it's not ideal, but we're just trying to make the best of the situation. It does fall within the perimeter fencing around the campus, so it is part of this campus in terms of where the teacher is housed and so forth, but it comprises of high school students. And they are bused from the high school, which is just down the block. So they bus them every couple of periods because it's a blocked class schedule, and we have buses running through there so that the students can get to class. As we walk back towards the main wings of the building, we have this back hallway, which has exterior doors, which are like classroom doors. These are where we would have our library, and we have our ISS room, and we have a couple of computer labs in this hallway. So students are transiting out here all the time. Once again, it's within the perimeter fencing, but we do keep these doors locked. And so the teachers are aware, during class transition times, they have to be out in the hallways and make sure that those students are able to access it. As we walk in this direction, we will be getting to the cafeteria, and it's going to get a little dark because the lights aren't on. This is the cafeteria for the middle school currently. We have to run 3 lunch shifts because we have approximately 150 odd kids in each lunch, which allows us to run our normal schedule with 3 lunches and get all the kids fed. Once again, we do have in all of our rooms throughout the district, we have our standard response protocol. We also have our ignore the door sign to let the students know to stay out. Now we do have a breezeway here. And once again, we had to actually fence this in because as students would leave the cafeteria, they'd have to go to the bathroom during lunch. And so the only bathroom in this end of things is in this main building. And we had to leave these doors unlocked so students could transit and not get locked out during the school day. So we did fence in, even though we're within our perimeter fencing that's non-scalable, we went ahead and fenced in our breezeway so that we added an extra layer of security to keep unwanted visitors out. Now this is mainly our 6th grade hallway here at Blaschke Sheldon, and it's one basic hallway. As we walk down here, you have double doors that lead to the exterior of the school, which do fall within our perimeter fencing, and then we have 6 classrooms on this end, and then as we turn around and go back towards the main office, we have a few more classrooms as well. But you can see that we do have the double doors. We have fire extinguishers, exit signs. Now this is a little more modern of a building. It was actually built in the 1980s, I believe. So it's the newest building besides the welding center and the gym on this campus. But this is where we keep most of our 6th grade classes. Once again, you can see the halls are still pretty narrow. So one of the things that we have to deal with is traffic congestion during passing periods. So, you know, with the new middle school, we're gonna have much wider hallways, a lot more space. We're gonna go from about 55,000 square foot to almost 98,000 square foot when the new middle school is constructed. Going out this security door, this is our security vestibule for this campus. It does have the electronic keypad. We also have the front office here. The front office is, this glass is bulletproof filmed, bullet filmed glass, which was done several years ago, along with the security vestibule doors. And then of course, this is the main entrance to the school. You have your office, you have your nurse's office. This would be our security vestibule. And then you have your main entrance. And this is where visitors all check in throughout the day. We do have, if you notice right here, metal detectors. We do run every student in our district that is a secondary student. So middle school and high school students are all put through a metal detector at the start of every school day for safety measures. And that started this year. We also include in the metal detectors as a safety measure, all students have to carry clear backpacks. And that kind of speeds up the process of the security the security measures that we put in place. We do have a sign for parents as they come in, our Raptor system. This is how we check them in and how they can gain access to our campus. Then we also have some other signs here about our clear backpack policy. Our photo IDs are required and so forth. So I'll go ahead and step out the main entrance. And you can see some of the signature, the forms that we have on the school doors at the main entrance. So this is the main road of our school district. We actually have 2 primary schools on the other side of town, and I'm not going to be getting to those in this video because of time constraints and just facility, getting into the facilities after school hours because they're using it for some things, programs going on at the end of the year. But this is our signage here for this campus. And then as we go look down the street is where our new middle school is being built, and it's also where our current high school is located. So when we pick up on the video again here shortly, I will be at the high school campus. So as I referenced earlier, we are in the process of building a brand new middle school, which we're on schedule to be finished in August for the start of next school year. This is the current construction, and it's fenced off right now, and I'm not supposed to actually go in there without approval from the contractor, even though I'm the safety person for the district. But I'm just going to kind of give you a view of what it's going to look like. You can see we are going to have some exterior windows, which will be bulletproof filmed because it's not within a perimeter fence. This is actually the front of the school, but once again, it is going to literally double our size from approximately about 50,000 square footage to almost 100,000 square foot once it's completed. So we're very excited about that. It was part of a bond that was passed in 2021 and by the stakeholders in Ingleside ISD, and you know, we're on pace to be completed on time. So we're really excited. I know our middle school staff is really excited to finally get into a new building because they've kind of been in a transition for the last couple of years. So as we continue on our tour of Ingleside ISD, this is our high school campus. You can see over here towards the north end, we do have our football field and our softball field, which are back to back. That is some signage that was recently put up for our high school. This high school is approximately 5 years old. It was built as a part of a bond that had been passed. It replaced a high school that was built in the 1940s. And so I know the citizens of Ingleside were really excited to have this. This north end of the school is actually the gymnasium and athletic area. Behind this, we actually have an indoor athletic facility that is a 60-yard turf field, has a weight room, coaches' offices, and so forth. And I'm not going to really take the time to walk around that just for time constraints on this video, but that's the exterior of the gym. This is the front of the school. You can see that it's a very modern looking structure. It was built by Jacob and Weaver Construction, an architecture firm. And this high school is approximately 110 to 115,000 square foot. We do have some glass doors and windows that we are in the process of filming as part of the new safety requirements. So any glass, exterior glass that is near a door has to be filmed under the new safety guidelines, but we are actually filming all of these front windows in school because they are easily accessible. We do not have a perimeter fencing across the front of the high school. Towards the back over here is the cafeteria, and you can see we do have an SRO that is stationed here at our high school to help with any law enforcement issues. Now, as we cross the parking lot, the teacher's parking lot, we do have a band hall. And this was actually built about 8 or 9 years ago, so it was completed before the new high school was finished. And this is where our band programs are housed. So students do have to walk out the front of the high school, across the parking lot to the band hall when transitioning. And then just across from that is the construction of the new middle school. So we'll actually have the high school and middle school and the band department all relatively close. There is some exterior fencing around the back to keep unwanted individuals out. And then behind that is our baseball complex, where our baseball field is located. As I pan across here, we are looking at adding some new facilities for ROTC in the future in this grassy area between the high school and the baseball field. So that is something that we're currently studying here in Ingleside ISD. I'm going to go ahead and come on up closer to the front of the school, and we'll just kind of peek our head in the school here. We'll go in through the front, and I can show you the security vestibule. And it's very similar setup. All of our campuses do have a security vestibule here in Ingleside ISD, and all of our secondary students do pass through metal detectors as they enter the building. So this is the main entrance to the high school. And you can see we do have the signs that all visitors need to check in. This would be our security vestibule. Now this glass is filmed for bullet resistant, along with the glass along the security vestibule. At the beginning of each school day, you can see it's a very large school security vestibule that we do have here. Every day we do have to send all of our high school students through metal detectors, which are located here. There's another one here that they roll down. They have announcements across the video board as students enter the school. To the north end of the school is the athletic area, along with the counselor's office. You can see we do have, they did incorporate some old photos along the upper walls of alumni who had accomplishments in academics and extracurricular activities. This is our counseling area. So they got their own little area, which is kind of nice. And then that's kind of meets up with our athletic area. Of course, this is the secured side of the main office area where you have your principal, secretaries, PEEMs, assistant principals. And then you actually get into the main portion of the high school. In the high school, we have 4 main hallways. So this main hallway here is the transits all the way to the back of the school where your cafeteria is located. And we'll go ahead and walk down there. I'm not going to take you through every hallway, but in this first hallway, they kind of have then blocked off with social studies and technology classes. And then you have your restrooms. Wherever there's the stone in the school, you have your restrooms are located, so students kind of know where the restrooms are because it has the stone on the walls between them, where you have center block where there's not a restroom. This second hallway is more of your electives. One of the cool features here is that they do have a lecture hall, which seats approximately 100 people, has a big drop-down screen, and it allows guest presenters, faculty meetings, so forth, where you can talk to large groups of people if you need to. We do have a lot of natural lighting in this campus with the skylights. As we continue to move south in the school, we do have the library. One of the neat features of this campus is there's a large courtyard between the front and back hallways, and students can actually come out here, eat lunch, hang out in the mornings. It's glassed in, so there are plenty of ways that administration and teachers can kind of see what's going on. There are security cameras out there as well, but it does allow students just to kind of step outside. And sometimes teachers will even take their students outside on a nice day, and they'll complete their work out there just to get some stuff done and get out of the building and still be in a safe environment. One of the other neat features of our high school, we do have these little conference rooms. There are several of them throughout the school. They're kind of glassed in. They have a long conference table, so you can go in there and meet with small groups of students. Students can go in there and work together for projects and so forth, depending on whatever their classes are. As we continue to move south, we're going to get into the cafeteria. Cafeteria will seat approximately 300 or so students. We are school, there's about 600. Actually, the cafeteria seats are closer to 350 students. We have approximately 630 students in the high school right now. So they do run 2 lunch shifts. It does get a little packed at times, but we do have an excellent food service staff here in Ingleside, and they actually can run 3 lines. They have a hot lunch, they have and then 2 little areas where students can choose like pizza or hamburgers and so forth. There is a media center here at the front of the cafeteria, and this is a stage. We do host our district-wide convocation, beginning of the year, end of the year stuff for all district staff members here. There's a large drop-down screen, and then there's the projector for that, and it's controlled through a media room, which is the sealed window there. They roll that up and they can have electronic communication. As we exit out the south into the high school, we run into our transportation and maintenance area. This is relatively new. It was actually built just before the high school was built. This is where our maintenance and transportation is located. So you have their offices and some of their shops and work bays are located in the back of that area. And then as I pan over, you can see the bus barn where they work on buses and the fleet vehicles for the district. Once again, the fencing recently was upgraded with the 3-strand barbed wire. So as we look over here, this is a little bus lane. The gates are open right now because we just had buses leaving for the day, but they are able to drive around the school, and it helps the flow of traffic because both of our middle school and high school campuses are located on the same street. So that was one thing, is the buses can come through, they can go behind the school, pick up students, and it doesn't slow down traffic and bring traffic to a stop when they have their red flashing lights on. So the design of the bus route was actually pretty good when they decided to build the campus this way. So as I'm walking out this way towards the teacher parking lot again, from the south end of the school, you can see our baseball field. All of our athletic fields are actually turf. That was done as part of the bond process when they built the new high school. We have a turf baseball field, turf softball field, and a turf football field, along with an indoor facility that has 60-yard turf field, coaches' offices, and a weight room and locker room. So we have great facilities here. This is the back of the middle school. That is actually the old junior high gym, which is being remodeled as part of the new middle school. So they're kind of tying it all in together. And once again, they are expecting completion in early August, which puts us into the building hopefully for the beginning of next school year. And so right now, as a district, we are having to have some contingency plan meetings for what if, you know, we get delayed because of bad weather, since we are in a hurricane zone, or any other unforeseen circumstances such as supply chain. But we're really excited about the new middle school. So one of the interesting things about Ingleside ISD is we will have, since our superintendent took over in 2004, that was Mr. Troy Merkovich, 2004-2005 school year, every campus in our district, and we'll have 4 of them, will have been built during his tenure as a superintendent, along with the upgrades to the athletic facilities, a brand new band hall, a brand new administration building, and the brand new indoor sports complex. So every facility will have been touched, renovated, built, etc. during his tenure as superintendent here in Ingleside. So that's a pretty neat accomplishment for him, kind of a legacy, which is, you know, I know something he's very proud of how he's been able to bring the community together to increase the facilities and develop the new facilities for our students here in Ingleside.